Howdy all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 15, part 2 of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we arrived in sunny Florida in the early 1980s, as now we are getting started with our own lucrative transport operation of delivering some questionable cargo from a certain Cuban island, so to speak. But in this episode, we're going to continue doing that. But, however, there's a lot of things that we still need to do. Although our ships are still delivering a good amount of cigars and rum to the United States, we need to start transporting our commodities by air as well. However, the thing is, these planes that we're using, which, according to the depot, the short 3300 C-23 Sherpa, is basically only capable of carrying at least 12 passengers and 12 units aboard, as well as 12 units of cargo. And that will not do very well at all. Speaking of which, why do I need to basically have about 800 mods when I could just get 3? And I'm going to do the same one here as well, so we can get some deliveries into the airport. We'll just call this one Airport Cargo Truck A, and make them super dark blue. And then we'll do the same with this one, called Airport Cargo Truck B. And there's already an amount of supplies waiting to be dropped off here. Huh. Who knew? Oh, let's actually clone a couple of these trucks for this operation. We'll assign them to this. Assign the other 5 to this one. Let's see. I've also realized, why don't we just do a passenger ferry between Havana and Miami? Sure, it doesn't sound like a great idea, and I could get into a load of trouble, but who cares? I'm gonna get myself a very profitable, lucrative business option this way. Let's call this Special Ship Route. And give it this black color. Let's see. This one carries about 150, but this one is the fastest, so... Let's just get a pair of these and put them to work on this one. Let's see. Miami, destinations. There's a lot of people going to Havana, surprisingly. And there's a lot of people waiting at, well, not a lot, but there's going to be a lot of people wanting to travel by bus to various destinations in Florida. This one's already carrying about 10. That's impressive. I'll turn this hovercraft around to pick up people at the port in Miami, while there's already people, or should I say Cuban refugees, waiting at the Havana port. Alright, so we got rum delivered. We'll probably modify this one to be one and be just to pick up rum, while I'll assign another one to pick up cigars. Air route B2, full load, 10 minutes, red, and instead of rum, you'll be picking up cigars. But actually, because of how profitable that service is, might as well clone those two and assign them to this one. Speaking of which, there's so many people wanting to fly to that island that I need to have an extra plane on board. Okay, that should basically do it for now. Now it just needs to do is just wait for a little bit to pick up cigars from the trucks. But our operations are starting to look pretty good. Though I also want to start delivering cargo goods out by ship as well. Yeah. Truck service C2M goods. Full load, 10 minutes. Purchase 10 more. Well, actually, let's see. Here we go. And I'll put them to work on this one. Speaking of which, I'll have to modify this port a little. This one is not designed for, well, two the 3 ships carrying particular loads of commodities. So, the ship carrying the cigars will move out of the way, while I basically rework the entirety of this platform. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. We'll put this one on 3. This one on number 2. And this one at port 1. It will then fill up fully. And we'll call this one Ship Route D Goods. I'll purchase another one of these and put them to work on that. So now goods can also be brought into Miami, which is great. And goodness gracious, that's a lot of people. I think I'll have to replace the 2 boats on my little ship route with larger vessels. They're not fast, but at least they can carry a full buttload of passengers. And that's what I need right now. Speaking of which, I need to set up my company name. Call this Coastline Transport Company. And since our number is at 14, we should basically have a pretty good sized HQ now. Place that there. And now that our passengers and rum is transported, all we need to do now is just wait for the cigars to arrive. with Error B2 taking care of the cigar deliveries. Though B1 is primarily just to serve rum, and there's a lot of it available. This ship is 72. The ship has over 150, and there's 63 people wanting to ride. Let's see. I guess it will be high time to add an extra one, just in case there's a whole lot of people that don't want to wait for that, well, for these large ferries. Alright. Here's the last of the Cuban cigars for this particular farm. Alright. Speaking of which, I better put all of these into the depot for now. Thankfully, all commodities that fly through are completely empty. Only when that whole border patrol is gone will I continue. $50,000 for 12 passengers. Not a whole lot, but still pretty good money. West Palm Beach and Fort Myers are growing pretty well with the arrival of those special commodities. Well, not special commodities, the construction material.
Your client is extremely satisfied with your reliable deliveries. It's a good thing, too. Hard to picture what might happen if she wasn't. At any rate, you're making a pile on this. You ought to invest in innocent-looking businesses so the authorities don't wonder all of a sudden where all the money is coming from. If you don't, they're going to catch on to you. You have different options. Investments in a cozy paradise for senior citizens seem just as lucrative as the deal involving hard-drinking college kids who want to recover from the stress of getting their degree.
Not so sure. Well, whatever the case, this little guy is basically going to take care of all the slack. Because if there's a lot of people waiting for this boat to arrive, this little guy can just come zooming on in to collect any passengers that are left over. Though, I don't think I need it now. I just realized it because my ship is able to carry a whole bunch of people. Though ship route A, well, bus route A needs another set of buses. Now, let's see. Well, I also want to bring in loads of, well, cigars into Fort Myers and rum into West Palm Beach. I'll set up another harbor out on the outskirts of Havana just for this particular purpose. Let's see. All right. How is this basically picking up so many different commodities? It's not supposed to pick up any. Alright, commodities are supposed to be unloaded. And I'll also need another depot to drop off supplies of, well, this. It will call this one Truck Service B3S for the special area, and this will carry cigars as well. 10 minutes, green. Let's see. We'll quickly select 10 of these trucks, put them to work on this route, and I'll assign a special boat service to connect these two. Let's see. Ship route B2 cigars. Give this one B1. Have a full load. And I'll purchase one of these boats. Put them to work on this particular route. Now let's see. Investment. I can build a retirement community or a spring break resort. Nah.
Take the earnings from your shady transport company and invest them soundly. Build a never-ending party town for the younger generation and supply them with booze. It's the only way to protect your greenbacks against seizure.
Possibly. Let's see. Well, I could do it along the coast. It will look a little bit odd. Let's see. Get a bit of a long truck service here. And see. How was this made? Let's see. Truck service E. Rum special. It'll be green. Full load, 10 minutes. Let's get about, let's see, 5 of those. Put them on the rum special. And, like the others, paint them orange. With that out of the way, our ships can now pick up all the commodities needed for their deliveries to their respective destinations. Speaking of which, I have yet to realize that I didn't realize that I had needed a ship route between those two. We'll call this ship route A2 and have it full of rum. And put that as A1. Give it the purple color. Full load, 10 minutes. And put them to work on this particular route. Now my ship just needs to wait patiently for the arrival of the trucks delivering, well, cigars. Where most of them are heading for the Havana airfield. Oh, I actually wait, did I assign the trucks to carry cigars? Cigars? Yes, I have. So the trucks should be arriving with loads of cigars for this shipment now. Alright. Let's see. Well, construction materials have been are nearly delivered to its destination. Let's see. Well, considering that, let's actually downsize. The original A1 and B1 can be sold off, because I don't think I need those anymore. B will basically be cigars, and A is rum. Let's see. D. There we go. He'll pick up a load of just all the other commodities that the other ships have behind. 110 units for both. There'll be 3 units on board that. Jeez. Some of my services really need to be looked at. This little island could use a little novelty to transport its people around. I think I should invest in a small little streetcar line running through town. Besides, that trolley line will basically bring people to here and then bring them over to this side of the island, as well as for those down here. Call this, let's see, trolley service A, and then the reverse loop, trolley service B. Give it orange, and yeah, it's electrified, so to be sure. I'll place this down, and let's get some trolleys in service. Let's see. 1643 Pittsburgh, PCC 87. This one carries more people. No, to be honest, I need less amount of people because there's not going to be a whole bunch riding these trolleys. I mean, it'd be a novel idea, but Alright, 37 units should be enough. So, it's going to take a little bit of time before the ship arrives into West Palm Beach, so I'll cut this video right here and I'll see you all in just a moment once that ship arrives from West Palm Beach. And we're back! So our ship of rum arrives into the coast of Miami, well, the coast of Florida, and one of our trucks picks up the first shipment of rum bound for West Palm Beach. Hopefully, this will give our company a bit of a revenue boost because our company score went from 14 to 50. And we made over 11.10 million recently. Million in revenue, so our company is basically going up and up, which is great. With our delivery of rum to town, everyone should be partying like crazy.
Life is wild, footloose, and fancy-free on the streets of Florida. And the police are hot on your heels.
You really think that's gonna happen? Because, I mean, look, there is no questionable cargo coming into this port right now because there's not enough rum going into it. However, though, I'm not sure. Because ship Route D has been carrying a lot of goods. And this port, number A, has 77 units of rum waiting to be picked up. And our ship of cigars is finally making its way to Fort Myers. So our business is going to be doing pretty well for the most part. Though I want to expand the airfield and kinda, but I can't.
Very good. You've managed to invest your profits in a respectable business. You're clean as a whistle. In the meantime, numerous middlemen were arrested and your client vanished without a trace. It might be better to switch to more legitimate activities. A film cleverly...
Anyway.
Very good. You've managed to invest your profits in a respectable business. You're clean as a whistle. In the meantime, numerous middlemen were arrested and your client vanished without a trace. It might be better to switch to more legitimate activities. A film crew wants to shoot a TV show about the wicked highways and byways of Miami. Your expertise is called for here. The TV series revolves around two laid-back undercover investigators who plow through the morass of vice and crime in Miami dressed in chic sport coats. Thanks to your experience, the spectacular scenes are supposed to end up being particularly realistic.
And for what she said in this...
Cleverly engineered. You're just too smart for those block-headed cops and the rest of them. Your boss is very pleased, and that in turn is good for your health.
But now, here's our next situation. We have been invited to help with the producing of a television series. If you haven't guessed, we'll be helping with possibly one of the most famous shows set in Miami in the 1980s, Miami Vice. Which, basically, we have 5 question marks, which means 5 areas need to be taken care of. So, let's have a look at them one by one.
The two TV cops are hot on the trail of a gang of smugglers who are intent on getting their merchandise to a safe place by plane. You're supposed to give a helping hand with the aerial showdown.
Alright. What about here?
In one dramatic chase scene, the team of investigators is supposed to pursue the fugitives in a hovercraft. Make sure that the staging of the appropriate episode is done well.
2 hovercraft there. What about here?
Getting so many action scenes in the can creates an appetite. The TV crew wants to be provided with excellent catering.
And what about here, Miami?
A sequence is currently being filmed where the team of investigators drives like crazy around the streets of Miami. Make sure there's nothing in the way on the corresponding stretches of road.
Alright, so we need to basically provide roadblocks. How will I do that? Like, delete it or something? Let's just see what happens. There we go. Blocking the road is done. And I'll need to set up 2 hover boats between here and here. That doesn't seem too difficult. And we basically have come to the end of this part of this episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!